Alright, so I said that I would get around to reviewing the two Savage Garden albums, and I felt like today I wanted to start doing that. So I've always loved Savage Garden. Savage Garden was really the first Australian band that I remember listening to as a small kid, that and the other one being the Wiggles. But Savage Garden did play a massive part in my my childhood listening, and since it was all over the radio, my parents owned both the CDs, and they bought the which I actually still have, the Savage Garden 2000 Superstars and Cannonballs concert DVD, and DVDs were still very new back then, and there weren't very many concerts back then that were put to DVD, and I do think that this was one of the first, since this DVD came out in 2000, and it was a recording of the final concert that they would ever do, and it had some pretty cool features for the time. It had like a multi-angle setting where I think only a few DVD players at that time could do it, where you could like switch to like the multi-angle camera footage of the cameras, different cameras panning around the stage. It was a new feature for the time, and I haven't really seen many other concert DVDs that have done this. It's the only one I really know that has that feature. But I'm not talking about the concert. I'm talking about their debut album, which released in March of 1997 after about 2 years of recording, which is simply called Savage Garden. So Savage Garden does have a pretty interesting background in history. So Darren Hayes was a massive music fan growing up in the 80s and early 90s. Was a big fan of Michael Jackson, things like that, and in the early 90s he started learning how to sing, music classes. He has posted on Facebook that he has a very strong relationship with his music teacher, which he always constantly keeps in touch with. But around 1993, 1994 he met Daniel Jones, he was also an aspiring rhythm musician. They partnered up and they created the band Savage Garden, and I think they went to Sydney to record their first few tracks. Their first track that they ever recorded was I Want You, and as soon as it was released it became an instant hit. It was played all over Australian radio at the time. People appreciated Darren's real fast word delivery, how fast he was able to deliver the first verse. It was a very catchy song. It was a very upbeat song, full of flair, full of 90s atmosphere, and basically the song became an instant smash hit that even went worldwide. And they were contacted by Columbia Records to make a first album. So they sat down, wrote about 12 to 15 songs to release for their first album. Their opener, which is called To the Moon and Back, is also one of my favourites. It's a very another really nice atmospheric song about a young woman who kind of like going through the pains of feeling. It's basically about a song about feeling unloved, about trying to find love when you feel like you've never gotten it in your life. It's quite it's a pretty emotional song. It's a very memorable song. It's basically a song about trying to find love when you don't know how, and it's as I said, it's always a very nice listen. It's always a pleasure to listen to when it comes on. It's just, to me, a very special song that holds a lot of emotional weight and some real atmosphere and a lot of nostalgia factor for me. Then we go into the second song, which is I Want You. Another very memorable song, as I said, very fast delivery, great voice by Darren. a very fast-paced and upbeat song, and it was just it was a massive hit. Then we go into possibly their most well-known song, Truly Madly Deeply, which is a love song, basically. On the most basic form, it is a love song, just about, just a really deep fall in love relationship song. Everybody knows the lyrics. I want to stand by you in the mountain, bathe with you in the sea. Very sappy, but it is very emotional and a very well-made song that does have, as I said before, great atmosphere. There are a few songs on this album that that didn't make it in certain regions of the world, like certain international releases didn't get the song All Around Me, which is kind of their rock song of the album. It has electric guitar in it, which is the only song in the album that does. It has like a really hooky rock riff, and it's just basically a song describing, how the world moves around them, how fast and overwhelming it can be. But as I said, it's also a very upbeat, dancey, almost jazzy song in a way. But it didn't make it to the international version of the album. I think it did when they re-released the album a few years ago, but the original version, I think you can only find it in the Australian version. Also, there's also another song called Mine, which was also didn't make it into several versions of the album. You can now find it on Spotify. You can just type in Mine and then in quotation marks, and You Could Be in brackets. That's the name of the song. And Promises was also a song that didn't make it in the American version. I think it made it in the Japanese version. I think Darren just did that because the Japanese were such a great crowd when they performed there, and they wanted to give them something a little bit special, I guess. We also get a few slower, more calming tracks like Universe, more slower paced and just a more serene song compared to some of the faster paced previous songs that we heard. It's a nice slow down song to kind of just catch your breath, and it is pretty beautiful as well. We have Tears of Pearls, which is also a more fast paced song that kind of shows off Darren's more high pitched singing abilities, which was also shown in Universe as well. I think the most memorable aspect of this album was just listening to Darren's able to really raise his voice to high levels that not very many singers could do, at least at that time. Pretty sure he took quite a bit of inspiration from Michael Jackson, because he can sing high as well. Not sure if that's a coincidence, but I'm pretty sure he at one point probably wanted to sound like Michael Jackson, and that's probably how he developed the skill to sing at that frequency, at that really high frequency. Then we get a song like Violet, which is kind of a very funk-driven song. It is it kind of does feel like the kind of the black sheep of the album. It has a kind of a different tone, definitely the most funk orientated track of the entire album. And so the final three songs of the album is 1,000 Words, which is basically about a breakup, and basically making excuses of why they didn't want to be together anymore. Basically, so the song's like explaining, resurrect 1,000 words to why I don't want to see you anymore. So that's basically the song, just about trying to find the words of why they don't want each other anymore. Yeah, Promises, which is was the back in the 90s, the exclusive Japanese track, but I'm pretty sure you can access it most places now. It's on Spotify, so you can listen to it there. And of course, there's the final song, the closer, Santa Monica. This is probably my most memorable song on the album. It's a great closer. It's basically Darren singing about his time living in Los Angeles near Santa Monica. Just how beautiful the location is. He's really good at like finding the words to make you feel like you're there, and to kind of just like describe the beauty of the place that he's living at that time. And also great singing, like where he goes, and on the telephone line, oh anyone, I'll be anyone I wanna be. I could be a supermodel, a space invader, stuff like that. And it's beautiful. It's such a heartwarming song and such a feel-good song. I did gloss over one song, Break Me, Shake Me. It's basically just about an abusive relationship, and how, you know, stop breaking me, shaking me, just leave me alone. So that's basically, and that's a good song too. I think it's one of the weaker songs on the album. But there, I glossed over all of the songs now. So it is a really, really great debut album. One of the best that I can really think of, and really one of the most memorable ones. I would give it a 9 out of 10. It is really, really good, but I do think that they got better with their second album, which I will talk about very soon. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the original Savage Garden album. What did you think of it? Do you have any memories you want to share about listening to this album, how it made you feel? Definitely let me know. But until the next time, take care.